Capricorn, Capricorn sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all you Capricorns starting today, the 5th of April, 2023. We're streaming your reading live on YouTube and Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Deline and the lovely Heather. Moderating on Twitch is the lovely Honeypaw. Thank you so much, moderators. And thank you, Capricorns and friends of Capricorns, for joining us today for this 2-week reading. I am today reading with the Stone Visconti Tarot by Lily Stone, and I've already purified with this gorgeous verbena by Mono Theme. You can find out how to purchase each of those products by visiting the video description of this very video on my YouTube channel. And like I said, this is a 2-week reading for all Capricorn, sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign, starting today, the 5th of April, 2023, going out to all the Capricorns, whether you're watching live or on a restream. So that's a lot of Capricorns watching this reading. So if for some reason it doesn't seem to hit you right, that it's your reading, it's probably because it's not your reading. In that case, check out the zodiacal readings for your other signs, all of which are available on our website for easy to find easily at ariels-corner.com/zodiac. That's Ariel's Corner with a hyphen.com/zodiac. Remember that we also have daily readings for all signs every single day except for Monday on both YouTube and on Twitch. You can watch today's reading also on our website, FYI. Ooh. Hello, come back here. I don't read with card reversals, so you're going to see me flipping those cards right side up. It's just the way I like to read things. All is well, I promise. I'm not very good at shuffling hand over hand, but I'm doing my best. Let's see, what was I going to tell you? Oh, if you are watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. And if you're watching on Twitch, make sure that you follow us. And you know that you can watch us on Twitch by subscribing to us there, watching us without any ads. That's what I want to say. And we have a shop, and that's at arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. All the decks that I read with that are currently in print are listed there. Those are all affiliate links. And so that means that we get a small commission off of each and every sale if you decide to purchase through our shop. So we appreciate your support. And I don't worry about stuff that comes out. I know a lot of readers, if a card flips out, they think it's significant. I don't. I just think that I didn't shuffle very well. So that's just me. All right, let's get this a nice clean cut and see what's in the cards for the next 2 weeks for each and every gorgeous, amazing, and fabulous Capricorn watching. All right, let's see. We've got 6 of Cups. I like a good 6. Ace of, oops, they like these point down. I like the point up, but that's okay. Ace of Swords. I love a good Ace of Swords. And a 2 of Cups, which is such a Capricorn thing to get. But let's get through it. You're doing great, but you don't get it. You're Capricorn, you are doing so well. And just for some reason, you're just not getting it. You just don't, it's just not good enough for you. It's not that the world's not good enough for you necessarily. It's that you're not good enough for you. And that's got to stop. That's got to stop today. Because, I mean, you could win the Nobel Prize and it wouldn't be good enough for you. You know what I mean? When you're in this place of, because I think what it is you're coming from a really good place. You're wanting to improve yourself. And I think that's so great. But you've got to be careful that you don't let the ego get a hold of that self-improvement, because then the ego tries to convince you that the best way to get yourself more improved is to dog on yourself all the time, to be mean to yourself all the time, or to be, to push yourself in a way that's not healthy, and that does, that doesn't work. If it doesn't work to train a puppy, it doesn't work to train you. So whatever it works to train a puppy works to train you. And you don't be mean to puppies. I'm sorry. That just does, all that does is make a neurotic puppy. It's just, that's how it works. I mean, just ask any expert. You're mean and abusive to a puppy. You're not training them at all. You're just making them cuckoo. So don't make yourself cuckoo. Let yourself off the hook and recognize, look at what you're doing, for heaven's sake. I mean, just really be objective. Just pull yourself out of the equation and just pretend like you didn't know you. And look at how far you've come and how well you're doing. Aren't you amazed? I mean, it's just like, oh. I mean, it's just your jaw drops, right? But the ego doesn't want you to look at yourself like that because, oh, that's arrogant. that it's not arrogant. It's kind. It's reinforcing. What's arrogant is bad boy, bad girl, whatever. That's arrogant, right? So, and the thing about the ego is it's so slight. It may not come out that obviously. Your self-abuse might be all dolled up. So just question yourself and just say, am I pushing myself unrealistically in an abusive manner, or am I encouraging myself? Because I want you to have this self-improvement. That's wonderful. But you are, look at you. The Six of Cups is the most self-improvement that anybody could hope for, because you're doing it in consort with infinite intelligence. You are literally co-creating with infinite intelligence. Now that's the whole goal. That's why we're on a spiritual path, is to be co-creators with the infinite. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're accomplishing. And that's why you're overcoming so many obstacles. But you take all of that, overcoming all those obstacles, and you give it to the ego, and the ego is like, so what? You think that's a big deal? Big deal, and just tries to discount you. Tries to say, well, if you were really overcoming obstacles, I would be impressed. But meh. It's kind of what this too is. A little bit of a meh. Don't do that to yourself. You don't want to actively or passively allow such things to go unchecked in your mind. Remember that you are responsible for yourself. And just like if you're responsible for a child, responsible for an animal, responsible for a house plant, whatever you're responsible for, that means you take care of it, not that you abuse it. So you're responsible for yourself in the same way. So you notice that ego becoming abusive, you come right in there and let it and make sure that it stops. All right, we've got this beautiful Empress card, because you're so prosperous. This beautiful Star card, because you are so filled with grace. Look at you. And then this 8, which is talking about your attitude. It's like you've got these cards here are talking about the amazing kind of place in your life that you are. You're so in touch with grace. You're so in touch with prosperity. You are so you're operating kind of at your peak on so many levels. So many miracles are just happening again and again and again in your life. And it's a marvel just to watch you. And then over here, it's like you're being this 8 of Cups is trying to tell you, be careful that you don't discount this. It's like if you were watching somebody else go through this, your jaw would drop. You would be like, whoa, I can't believe how far you're coming. I can't believe, it's just like words don't even express how amazing you are, right? So be careful that you don't, I don't know, just, I guess the word is, you don't want to poke a hole in your balloon there. You know what I mean? You don't want to allow the ego, because that's what the ego loves to do. Sometimes the ego is just really vicious, but a lot of times what the ego does to get us off the track is to sort of make everything kind of not good enough. Is to make everything seem sort of less important than it really is, less holy than it really is. Tries to sort of normalize our own self-abuse and our own self-deprecation and our own need to mislabel humility, because it's not humble to do that. It's not humble to discount yourself like that. It's arrogant to discount yourself like that. And it's not something that you should feel bad about, because that's the whole idea. Don't feel bad about yourself, Capricorn. There's nothing to feel bad about. You have every reason to be in awe of yourself. And that's a good thing to be. You're not in awe of your personality. You're in awe of the soul that you are. You're in awe of how you've overcome against all odds and are continuing to do so. It's just over and over and over again. You have demonstration after demonstration after demonstration of awe-inspiring ability, awe-inspiring triumph, and spiritual awakening, and prosperity, and miracles after miracles after miracles, because you're putting yourself right in line with exactly where you need to be. And that's your soul, just like bursting forth through. So when that ego comes up, it's a good sign. It means you're doing everything right. So don't fall for it. Don't believe that all the thoughts in your head are your thoughts. Some of the thoughts in your head are tapes. Some of the thoughts in your head are old recordings that you've just kind of picked up through the years. And that's how the ego trades in old tapes. Because it doesn't have really a voice of its own. It doesn't know how to, it's because it's got no life force. So it just collects old tapes to replay and to sort of edit together like in a bad reality show to make it look like something is something other than it is. You've seen how they do that, where they can edit footage together and make somebody out to be something completely different than what they are. Well, that's what the ego does with you on a day-to-day basis, but it does it in a way that's even more convincing than what they can do on a television show. So don't fall for that. Don't fall for any of those bad edits about your life, because that's not coming from you. That's not coming from your soul. That's coming straight from that imposter within you. If you got that imposter syndrome going on, the imposter is the one that's trying to make you feel like an imposter. How's that? The imposter is the one that's making you try to feel like an imposter. Because you're not an imposter, you're amazing. I mean, look at you. I just can't get over. Look at this Empress, Star, Six of Cups, and Ace of Swords, all in one big cube. That's power. That's a lot of work went into that. I mean, some of you are sober. Some of you have gone through 12 steps. Some of you have gone through abuse. Some of you have gone through just unimaginable problems in your lives and just come out not only okay, but amazing, just prosperous, and the better for it. And it's like a big middle finger to your abuser almost in a very positive way. You know how they say success is the best revenge? That's you. That's you. That's what you've been doing. So watch how you treat yourself. Watch how you treat yourself. That's something to be acknowledged. That's something to be grateful for. That's called grace. So you want to give yourself the same grace that you're giving other people, because you can't get to where you are right now without having given some other people the same grace that I'm asking you to give yourself. Don't worry that your personality is not perfect. Don't worry that you have bad days. Don't worry about all that stuff. Don't hold that against yourself. Don't use that kind of evidence against yourself. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve to be a prosecutor in your own case. Let yourself off the hook. Infinite intelligence is your defense, and infinite intelligence always gets the case dismissed. Always. So that's what you get to do right now, is allow yourself to just be in that amazing grace that you have placed yourself. You've done this. And don't allow yourself to discount all of the journey that you've come through so far, because what that does is it attempts to put the kibosh on your journey and wants you to regress back to where you were before you started this whole thing. And you're not going to let that happen. I can see that you're not going to let that happen. So don't go through the pain of avoiding that. Don't go through the pain of avoiding it. The way you handle this ego is by disregarding it. The way you handle these things where you notice that you're getting on your own case and you're pushing yourself and you don't think you're good enough and you're discounting all of that you've done, all of that stuff, when you catch yourself doing that, disregard that. Just say, no, that's not my thought. That's an old tape. I'm now reminding myself of who I am. All right. Listening to the Star Goddess meditation is a really smart idea if you have time. and then also the one for the Empress called Lessons from the Goddess of Prosperity. You can find those on my website, ariels-corner.com, Ariel's Corner with a hyphen.com, then click on Tarot Meditations. The Empress meditation is called Lessons from the Goddess of Prosperity, and the Star meditation is called Receiving the Divine Grace of the Star Goddess, and that's exactly what you deserve. All right, amazing reading, Capricorn. I'm so proud of you. I'll see you in 2 weeks-ish, depending on where I am with my vacation, but we will be back with another reading soon, I promise. Thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Delene, Heather, and Honeypot. We will see everybody soon. Blessed be.